I honestly didn't think this would turn into such a big thing, but apparently, my choice of clothing was enough to spark a full-on office scandal. It all started when Marla, this middle-aged woman in accounting, who's been here forever, decided she was personally appointed as the workplace dress code enforcer. I'd been at the company for about 8 months by then and never had an issue. My style is professional, but, I like to make it mine. Pencil skirts, heels, some fun blouses. Nothing scandalous, but I guess to Marla, a blouse that shows any hint of collarbone is basically lingerie. Let me know in the comments if you've ever dealt with something like this. I'd love to hear your story. One Monday morning, she stops me by the coffee machine. I'm wearing this perfectly normal fitted black dress and a cropped blazer. She looks me up and down and goes, "Do you not own a mirror?" I actually laughed because I thought she was joking, but nope, she was dead serious. "Young lady," she continued, "this is still an office, and you're making the rest of us uncomfortable." I just said, "Okay, thanks for your opinion," and went back to my desk. I figured she was having a bad morning or something. But she didn't stop. Later that week, I overheard her at the printer telling another coworker, loud enough for me to hear, "Some of us have to pick up the slack while others play Office Barbie." I bit my tongue because I didn't want to start drama. But then she escalated. The next Monday, I get called into HR. They tell me there's been a complaint about my unprofessional attire. I just stared at them. What exactly was unprofessional? HR pulls out a printout of our dress code policy, and then pulls up Marla's email with photos of me attached. Like she had been secretly taking pictures of me in the office and circling things she didn't like. In one, she had actually written in red pen, "Too tight, see hips." I felt my jaw actually drop. "Did she take these herself?" I asked. The HR rep looked embarrassed and kind of nodded. Oh, I was livid. I took a deep breath and said, "All right, well, I'd like to file a counter complaint." They looked surprised, but I went on. "I'd like to formally complain about being secretly photographed, body-shaped, and harassed in my place of work." You could feel the air leave the room when I said that. I walked back to my desk, and sure enough, Marla was sitting there, smirking. I smiled right back. "Oh, hey, Marla," I said sweetly. "Hope HR doesn't keep you too long." Her face turned white. Apparently, she didn't realize I could file something back against her. The next morning, HR called us both in for a mediation. Marla tried to act like she was just concerned about office standards, but HR was not having it. They told her point blank that photographing coworkers without their knowledge was a serious breach of conduct, and that they were placing a formal write-up in her file, not mine. When we walked out, she actually hissed at me under her breath. I just smiled and said, "Better watch your step. Some of us own mirrors and cameras." That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, Marla has avoided me completely. And she stopped patrolling everyone's outfits, too. It still blows my mind that people can get so worked up over something so small. But at least now she knows. If she comes for me again, I'm not afraid to stand my ground. So, has anyone else ever had a coworker like Marla? Let me know in the comments, because I could fill a whole series just with the nonsense that woman pulls.